What happens when you drop a social media manager into the world of Grand Theft Auto 5? Now, GTA 5 actually has social media, but it's a bit of a time capsule.
The Life Invader tablet.
It's time to dock.
The future is now. Life Invader. You will be docked.
Invasion never felt so good.
So this actually gave me an idea. If STD Contractors, yes, that's the name, from the world of GTA 5 existed in 2026, how would I market them? To figure that out, we first need to understand who they actually are. According to the game, STD Contractors are responsible for 3 major developments across Los Santos. The Mile High Club in downtown Los Santos, the La Puerta, I'm just gonna say La Puerta, okay? La Puerta apartments near the The La Puerta apartments near the La Puerta freeway, and a third development site located in Alta. There's some of the biggest developments happening in Los Santos during the events of GTA 5. So before we can create content, we need to understand who they're building for, the target audience. When you drive around the Mile High Club, you'll notice advertisements for future tenants. 2 names stand out immediately: Schlongberg Sachs Corporate and Investment Banking, and Wolf's International Realty. Now, Schlongberg Sachs is basically GTA's version of a major financial institution. The fact that they're advertising office space here immediately tells us this development is targeting corporate clients and high-income professionals. But Wolf's International Realty is where things get really interesting, because Wolf's may actually reveal who the exact buyers are. Unlike Dynasty 8, you can't actually buy property through Wolf's, so we have to do some detective work. When you drive around Mirror Park, about East Vinewood, a pattern begins to emerge. Wolf's listings are almost exclusively attached to large homes, newer developments, and some of the most expensive looking properties in the area. At the same time, their competitor, Robinson's Real Estate, has foreclosure signs everywhere, and many of the properties have actually had their prices reduced. That suggests something bigger is happening. Mirror Park appears to be getting more expensive. Boomers are being pushed out while wealthier buyers move in. Just, classic gentrification. But then I found something strange. Inside one of the brand new housing estates being sold by Wolf's, there's actually a foreclosure. Not only that, but the home is identical to several other properties in the surrounding area. So what's going on? Was it a failed investment? Did the developer run into trouble? Or did Rockstar simply reuse assets? Nobody actually knows. There's no answer. When you call the phone number on some of the foreclosure signs, people answer.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
What's going on, my dude?
Meanwhile, this is what you hear when you call the business number on all of Wolf's signs.
This mailbox is full. Goodbye.
Full, which suggests that they're so busy they can't even take your bloody call. That serves us for making calls. I'm just gonna, stick to a classic IGDM now. Now, what does this tell us? Wolf's appears to be benefiting from the redevelopment of Mirror Park. They're selling luxury homes, new developments are still being built, and their competitor is surrounded by foreclosures, and demand appears to be high. So that brings us back to the Mile High Club. If Wolf's is advertising apartments within the development, then the target audience becomes pretty clear. High income earners, luxury property buyers, investors, and, possibly even international investors. This means that STD Contractors aren't building for the average resident of Los Santos. They're building for the upper class. At La Puerta Apartments, there's a concept board sitting right outside the site. There are 2 words: luxury condos. The same audience appears once more. What's interesting though is the location. The development sits right next to Little Seoul, one of the most culturally diverse areas in Los Santos, which means STD Contractors may not just be targeting investors anymore. They could also be targeting wealthy residents looking to live in the city itself. Alta is the hardest one to analyze because we don't know too much about the project itself, but we do know Devin Weston is connected to it. In one mission, Molly Schultz refers to the Alta site as his development. Now we're cooking with gas. The people surrounding STD Contractors aren't average property developers. They're billionaires, investors, major real estate agents. That tells us a lot about the kind of clients STD Contractors are working with, and Devin Weston isn't exactly a small player. He's a billionaire investor with interests across hotels, manufacturing, and major corporations. So while we don't know exactly what Alta becomes, it's safe to assume it's another high-value commercial development aimed at wealthy investors or large businesses, which is perfectly in line with everything we've uncovered so far. So after going through that rabbit hole, STD Contractors aren't building for average people. They're developing premium developments for investors, executives, and wealthy buyers. And now that we know who they're targeting, we can finally move on to the next step, the fun step, which is finally building their 2026 social media strategy.
I'm a winner, and you're a fat fucking loser. So let's get one thing straight. You will never achieve this level of success. Here's a sneak peek into my next money-making machine. I'm launching a new course for all of the broke fucks out there. I'll teach you how I've scaled STD Contractors into a multi-millionaire business. For $3,000 per month, hear me whine and talk about the fake pressures of being me. American contractors. American values. American materials. Just what God intended. STD Contractors works with the best, for the best. Built by Americans, for Americans. Why go anywhere else? Stay in the States. Reliable erections for all of Los Santos.